What's going on, guys? It's your boy Darius. So you guys see the title. This is what God wants me to share. Now, with what I'm about to share with you is going to help you to be able to have a peace like a monk, power like a warrior, compassion like a sage, clarity like a mirror, presence like a god. So these are the principles. All the rules in the existence are my rules. I am responsible for everything. What it is what it is. There cannot be any other way. I am not the body. I am not the mind. I am a mother to the world. I choose to focus on my core. I respond with reason, not reaction. I will follow nature, truth, and virtue. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to break down each of these principles that will get you to have peace like a monk, power like a warrior, compassion like a sage, clarity like a mirror, presence like a god. So all the rules in the existence are my rules. What you want to do is to be able to understand that all the rules are yours. So then it becomes an inclusive process instead of this is not my rule, so I want to break it. Because this is what happens. We go, we see a rule. It's not my rule. So you end up wanting to get in a defensive, I want freedom. Because as a human, our natural desire is to be able to have freedom. So if we see rules as something that's not ours, we're going to end up wanting to break it, which then we'll get out of alignment with life, get out of alignment with nature, get out of alignment with your fellow people. If you're able to understand that all your rules, all the rules in the existence are your rules, you will be able to live by law. If you live by law, life will reward you. If you live by rules, you will be able to get the benefit of what the rules can offer you if you follow it. Gets back to the simple thing of cause and effect. Second, I am responsible for everything. So you can say that. What is the right thing to do, not the easy one? Or you could say, how can I be able to respond to this situation, not react? So first thing is to be able to start becoming aware. Become aware of your thoughts. Become aware of your emotions. Become aware of the behaviors that you are doing. Because if you're unaware, you're reacting, which then you would call that a robot. A robot acts without any conscious. It's acting based on program. And so What you want to do is be able to not be running by program, but running by choice. And so what we want to do is become aware. And also, it's your ability to be able to respond, not react. Not react to the natural things that we have done in the past. Because everything that you are right now is a past tendency. Everything that comes from your mind is coming from history. Everything that your body is coming from history. And what I mean by that, it is like the survival instinct. Where is that coming from? It's coming from the past of what we have done. And if we don't respond, we'll react to that. That is when we get scared, we look back and try to do, like, if we really get into it, we'll end up wanting to kill the person. Because that's what we did in the past. Right? But based on the society, we don't have to do that. So we have to choose to make another choice, which then will create, that will be called response. But it's not just that. It is, it can get to ancestors. You act based on what your ancestors have done. Your impulses of what you have done from what your ancestors did. So it's like some feelings, some tendencies, some behaviors will come up in your body, come up in your mind, and it could be coming from great grandfather. And he might have not been the best role model to be following. Or it's just not appropriate based on the society, because the society has advanced. So we have to choose. Another good one is to be able to understand that a lot of us, we were born in a very, our ancestors are poor. Poor in the regard of finances and creating the life that they want. So if we don't choose, we will follow. So we will follow the same thing based on reaction instead of response. But if you could be able to say, I am responsible for everything, you respond, which means you choose instead of you getting chosen. You're getting chosen by your ancestors to be poor. You're getting chosen by your survival instincts to hurt when you don't need to hurt. You're getting chosen by the stresses that your nervous system will create if you don't learn to manage it. Because your nervous system could be created again by the past. And so, again, it all comes back into you want to choose or you don't want to choose. So, yeah. Third one, what it is what it is. There cannot be any other way. Being able to have radical acceptance, being able to see things as they are, not what you think it is, not what you want it to be, and not what the society, not what the world wants it to be, what it is. And it doesn't get too complicated. But then again, we're living in complete delusion. So, being able to accept things and not shy away from it is very important, you know? Because if you don't accept it, how can you change it? Don't you see how what I've been saying, there's like a system, there is a step-by-step process on how life goes. Because first I said, all the rules are my rules. So first, by following the law, you can be able to be allowed to live. In order for you to be able to enter this body, you had to be able to put your hand up and go, I will follow this law. If you don't follow the law, you would have never been able to be in the body. Same goes. And so once you follow the law, now it's being able to recognize that you are responsible, that you could be able to choose instead of being chosen by, Third is then once you are having to be able to choose, you also have to be able to learn to accept. Because how are you gonna choose something if you don't know what you're choosing? You need to be able to see things as they are, accept things as they are, to have the clarity to be able to choose. So what it is what it is. Being able to accept what's happening, and that will help. The next is, I am not the body, I am not the mind. You are not the body that you're playing. You are not the mind that you are witnessing. You are consciousness. You are awareness. And being able to understand that creates not having attachment. Attachment equals suffering. So what you want to do is be able to slowly recognize that you are not, again, the body, you are not the mind, but you are awareness. And by saying you don't have attachment is pretty much clear. But it gets you to be able to observe instead of like become it. There's feelings that come, you become the feeling. You say, I have anger. No, you say, I am anger. Instead of saying, I am having anger. Thoughts come. I am the thought. Instead of there's a thought. And so there's a very clear distinction between those two. And one will create so much suffering, and the other will create gratefulness. And this imperturbable peace. So, gotta choose. Next one, I am a mother to the world. Now, I want you to understand, by listening to it, it creates so much resistance, because the mind doesn't want to be a woman. If you're a man listening to this, and even with the woman, it's like, I want to be able to be a mother, but for my kid, not to the world. This is to be able to have compassion for the world, to be kind to the world. And you have to understand that it's not that you're going to mother every single person. Again, it's to have compassion, to be able to have the lens of looking at everyone as a child, because they are a child of God. And you will be able to forgive, and you will be able to see people's faults, and understand that they're acting from a place of ignorance and not understanding, instead of you getting into this hateful vengeance, I need revenge. You just look at them, see it as it is, see that they don't understand, and then you could take, as we said in the second one, take responsibility and act accordingly. You see? So that's why you're not going to become like this passive bitch, because you're not. You're just going to see them as a child with compassion. Then you could be able to respond accordingly. Respond the way your best self would, because you don't have to act like any other person. You don't have to act like me. You don't have to act like nothing. Just act like who you want to become. Next one is focusing on the core. Focusing on your core is probably one of the most profound things that you need to do, because wherever your attention goes, this is what you experience. And based on what, and I'm saying, like, it's more like each word is more profound and you really are aware of it. Because I could say world, but if you really look at that word, world, and go deep into it, it's beautiful. It would get you into tears just hearing the word. But due to us not being aware, due to us being unconscious, due to us being like a robot, we can't see the meaning behind the word and see the true thing of it. So, placing your attention onto anything will create your experience. And let's say you place your attention onto your head. You will create chaotic. You will create a space and just be space, literally. So if you focus your attention onto your core, think about core, Earth's core. What does that mean? It means groundingness, strong. That's what creates everything. The Earth's core creates everything. It keeps it stable. So focusing on your core, which is in your stomach, and by focusing there, it stables everything else. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but then also you have this like doubt that you can't do it. You can't last long into that core. But let me tell you, you can. It's just with training. If I birth you and you're around 2, tell you focus on your core. What? Focus on your core. I do that for, when you're like 2 or 3, probably like I'd say a couple times, but let's say 5, 6, do it before you wake, like right when you wake up, 30 minutes. And 30 minutes in the night. Sooner or later, that's going to be your natural thing, just focusing on your attention on your core. So this is why you need to focus on your core. It's very important. It keeps you stable, and that's what you need. Your mind might not want that. The world, or what you think the world is, or what you're feeling, might make you feel like it's not a good thing to do. It's not safe. It's safe. It's actually the safest thing you can do. So do that. Responding with reason, not reaction. Following nature, truth, and virtue. So what does nature... Wait. Wow. Wait, I didn't even... Okay. So, what would nature have me do? That would be able to help you to get in tune with nature and understand that nature wants you to be able to fulfill what you are here to do. If you're able to do that, you'll be able to live a really good life, because you might not think so, but before you came on earth, you already had a plan on what you're gonna do, and so nature will help you with that. Responding with reason. Again, what is the right thing to do, not the easy one. What would reason have me do? That right there would really be able to help you to respond with reason, not emotion. And that would really help. Responding, responding with truth and virtue. Living with truth is being able to see what is happening. Again, kind of gets back into like, it is what it is. So yeah. And the virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, temperance, and there's another one. I said all of them. So yeah, that will be able to help you to get those things, as I said in the beginning of the video. Be able to go over this. This is something that I wish I was able to ponder over, because this will create the life that you want. I'm so serious. I just literally gave you a key. Obviously, when you do these practices, it will guide you to be able to do meditation, be able to, journal, be able to change your diet, be able to ask for forgiveness, be able to be honest, be able to do all those things. But this is like the rule book that you need when you're entering kindergarten. Forget that. Pre-K. Yeah, so this would be able to be helpful to share with your kids, be able to even just read to your family. If you have a big audience, talk about it. But most importantly, you have to be able to live by it. Just going over it in the morning and go over in the night. That's really all you have to do. You don't have to become so obsessed. Just morning, night. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Leave a like and subscribe. And I have a one-on-one consulting. It's a free session. So it's going to be in the link in the description. Press onto it, and thank you And yeah.